Good morning, everybody. I'm out here in the garden today. It is Sunday, April 6th, and I'm about to start cleaning out this second garden bed in order to put the gopher wire down. I'm sorry, I heard her noise. It's somebody else doing something in their other house. Um, I just noticed that Lead Farmer just came on, so I'll probably listen to his live to keep me energized when I'm out here in the garden today. Um, I hope to get at least 2 garden beds done. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Got this glove on, so it's kind of hard. So I'm hoping to get this. I already did this garden bed. I'm hoping to get this one done. And I hope to get the one where the cabbages were in, because it looks like a gopher got into that one. So yeah, that's what I'm doing this morning. I will show you everything once I'm done. I'm going to try my best not to go grub hunting today until I get the gopher resistance stuff down in there. And then once I start putting the soil back in there, start digging for grubs, and then go ahead and get them to the chickens. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm also going to try to put together a container and throw in some butterfly peas and put a cage in it and let the butterfly flowers grow into that, and probably just go inside and take down the hydroponics. So it may not seem like I'm doing a lot. It's going to be 75 degrees today, but once you get started, you start getting warm out here. So that is my plans for today. The chickens have been fed. I got 3 eggs this morning. I did not get to see them yesterday because I was at a Jehovah's Witness assembly all day yesterday, and I really needed that spiritual food, and it got me a little bit re-energized. It's going on 8:45 right now. I'm still a little tired, but there's nothing wrong with getting that spiritual time in. Okay, so let me go ahead and get started on this gardening journey today. Hello everybody. So I'm done emptying out the selfie stick second garden bed. You see, I got down to the nitty gritty, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 containers. Well, 4 grow bags, and of course the wheelbarrow. You're probably asking yourself, did you get grubs? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I got grubs, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ginormous grubs. I mean, when I was picking the soil, they just popped out, and they kind of scared me a couple of times. Let me show you. See if I can get in closer. See those big ones crawling around in there? That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Yep. It's a grub bonanza. So I'm going to go sit these in the chicken cage with the chickens. I also had to cut some of the garden fabric because it was coming up on the sides, and it was soil like in between the garden bed and the soil, the garden fabric, and found grubs up in there too. I'm not shocked that I found grubs. I always found grubs. I've used the milky spore mix. I've used everything, and I'm just gonna say that every year these beetles come into my yard and lay their larvae, and these big ones, I'm gonna say they've been here the longest. So I can give you some characteristics about the grubs. They like to lay in the corners and on the sides of your garden bed. Why? Because that's probably mostly where the soil is compacted, and they like to be in the bottom. I mean, the thinnest layer of dirt. They crawl up and they flatten and they lay there and wait. and I got all the way down to the garden fabric. I mean, till I couldn't shovel anymore, and I would take my hand gardening tool and just sift, and I would still find some. So I think I got mostly all of them out that I saw right now. But when I put the soil back in, I'm sure I'll be getting more grubs. And I really wasn't trying to look for them, but I'd said at the beginning of the video I wasn't going to try to go on a grub hunt. But they're in there. And those big ones, well, all of them, is the reason why the gophers and moles and stuff got into my garden bed. And I'm just going to assume that I have grubs everywhere in this garden, and it's not going to keep me from gardening. I'm going to keep doing what I do every year: sift through the soil, amend the soil, try to find them. I'm going to finish laying down this this gopher prevention stuff, and let me show you this. This is the one I used last time. As you can see, the squares are really small. You could use chicken wire, but the gophers and moles can kind of come up through it. So this is why I have this kind, so they can't come up. I think Jocks in the Garden used even a smaller diameter, like half the size of these squares, because he doesn't want them coming up into the garden bed. So I'm gonna go ahead and go give these grubs to the chickens. The last time I threw some grubs in there that were big like this, they didn't really like them, or they played with them. But I'm gonna go throw these in here with the chickens, and then I'm gonna come back, and I think I'm gonna pull out my big roll, which is gonna take me a minute, of garden hardwire, and start laying that down and open that up. So of course I'm going to give you step by step as I do stuff, and I'll come back to you once I get the garden wire down in the garden bed. As you guys can see, the chickens already see that I got grubs right there. So the girls are ready. I'm coming. Watch out. You gotta move. You gotta move. You gotta move out the way. I'm coming. Move. Let me put them in here. That gray one is playing around with the big one. Now the chickens, the hens, they eat some type of grub every day, because I'll go and get dried worms from Tractor Supply, bags of them. And yeah, but they see that it's 5 big ones in there. The brown one's going for the small one. She said, I'm gonna eat all of these. She said it's more about quantity than quality. But the 2 gray ones are fighting over the fat ones. I don't know why. Go over there and get you another one. Why are you fighting her? So now all 3 of them are about to fight. Did y'all eat her? Did you lose her? Did you? Huh? They looking at me. You better go back in there. Okay, let me get to work. They found another one in there. All they got to do is dig. All right, let me get back to work. Okay, so I've just laid down the wire. Let me show you. The wire is a little bit wider than this bed, but that's okay because I was able to cut it and get into little corners. Okay, I've actually decided to take this grow bag of dirt and throw it in there with the chickie poos in their dusting bath so they can dust some more. Okay, and now I'm going to start throwing the rest of this soil back into the garden bed. When I throw this container into the chickens dusting bed, they'll probably start digging through it and looking for grubs, which is perfect for them and to keep them busy. I've been playing music all morning on my phone. Have a little speaker in my shed, and animals seem to love music, and I'm got the Shantae Moore channel on my Spotify. So I have the phone plug in, I got the speaker plug in, and so we just have unlimited music going. And this is the big sheet of wire that I've been cutting at using wire cutters. And I'm charging my Jackery. I got it to, probably can't see, 21%. It was at 0. So I have the solar panels right here, and I'll move them with the sun right now. So this is going to be charging all day. So I'm actually using the electricity in my shed. Usually when I'm playing music or charging my phone or something like that, I usually use the Jackery. I looked out the window one night and I seen lights on. I said, crap, I left the lights on the Jackery. And when I came out the next day, it was 0. So it's a nice sunny day. The Jackery a charge on the solar panel for a few more hours because I'll be out here all day. Okay, so let me get to putting the soil back into the garden bed. Okay, so I finished putting the soil back in the garden bed. There's all the grow bags. This is completely empty. I did dump one of the grow bags of soil into the chicken dusting bin, and they started like picking at it like right away. Well, I left my gloves in the shed. Let me show you all the grubs that I did get while putting the soil back into the garden bed. And I got 3 big ones. 1, 2, 3. Oh, excuse me, 4. That one's crawling right there. I got a lot. I am going to pull the cabbages out of the cabbage garden bed. I don't know if I'll get to taking the soil out and laying down the wire. I'm a little tired. It is going on 12:20. It is lunchtime. So I'm gonna go ahead and give these grubs to the chickie poos over here. They are waiting on them. And then I'm going to come back out. I'm probably going to be out here all day. I'm probably going to be out here till about 5 o'clock till Miss Linda comes on, the New Orleans gardener, at 5. But I'm going to go give these grubs to these chickens, and I'm going to take me a little break, about a 30-40 minute break, get some energy, get some fuel in, and then come on back out here and do it. I'm just going to be pulling those cabbages out the garden bed, and probably the Brussels sprouts out of the bed where the sugar snap peas are, if I have the energy. We'll see if I have the energy. And yeah, but at least I'm getting something good done. I got another garden bed done, and I really want to get these hydroponics. I don't want to wait another weekend, or maybe I'll do it during the week. Stuff is still growing good, and the chicks are not here yet, so we'll see. We'll see how I feel. I did tell you I was going to give you an update from my wig 2024 video. I did that, but on my health, so I went and did blood work on, I think it was Thursday or Friday. Did it on Friday. And cholesterol's up. My blood pressure has been on and off. So the doctor knows that I don't want to be on like blood pressure and cholesterol, like Lipitor and all of that stuff. So I have to take my blood pressure I'm doing a blood pressure log. She referred me to cardiology to make sure everything is okay, since my mother and father both have heart problems, and then my younger brother just had, you know, all these heart attacks and stuff. So they're checking up on me on that, and so she referred me to a Mediterranean diet, which I'm trying to cut back on some of the stuff you eat. You would think with me being a gardener, I do eat a lot of stuff in the garden. I do, but I know how to cook, but I'm not the one who generally cooks. My mother does. And sometimes we'll eat Panera or eat at restaurants. You guys know I take my aunt and uncle and my mom out once a month. So it's basically choices that I'm making. So yesterday, after we came from our Jehovah's Witness assembly, we went to a restaurant called Lazy Dog. I don't know if some of you guys have a Lazy Dog in your area, but it's called Lazy Dog. And they have a fabulous menu, and they had this Mediterranean bowl. And that's what I ordered yesterday, and it was so delicious. It had a split pea hummus. It had this yellow rice. It's had this tzatziki sauce, which is made with cucumbers and some other stuff. Probably some yogurt, and it was really good. It had peppers, tomatoes, onions, and it had like a lemon chicken. And it was just really good and light. So I bought the rest of it home. And my blood pressure seems to be staying steady, but I am taking it every morning. So that's what I didn't want to bring up in the 2024 wig final video. But of course, being out here, being in the garden, get stuff done doesn't hurt either. So yeah. My tomato seedlings look like they're doing good. Let me show you. Sweet potatoes are down there. That is the echinacea and the hibiscus in here. And then I have my tomato, my pepper, and my eggplant. And they're all doing pretty good. As you see, I have the fan on because I was getting gnats. And I'm about to pull some more of these slips down here and stick them over there. Other than that, doing pretty good. I'm finna go get this container of grubs, give them to the chickens, and I'll see you guys later on. You won't see everything until after I post this video, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Hello everybody. So I put in a little work today. Not that much, but may not be that much to you, but it was a lot to me. So let me show you what I did. I pulled out all the cabbages out of here, put them in the green recycler container. I pulled out all the Brussels sprouts. The Brussels sprouts grew. They were really little, but they were growing on the stalk. However, they were infested with aphids, which happens to me every year. So I'm really debating and contemplating as to whether or not I am going to plant Brussels sprouts next year, because I run into the same issues. I do everything everybody tells me, and they just don't do good. And so I like Brussels sprouts. I love them a lot, but I also notice that I don't cook them all often. So honestly, I will be okay with purchasing them from the store, because it's not something that I cook often. So I'm trying to grow stuff that I will cook often and eat often. And even though I love them, it's not something that I cook regularly. So I'm debating. I cleaned out the veggie pod. It had these weird weeds coming out of it. Everything was infested with aphids. I'm going to wash off the top, or rinse it off, and kind of leave it just barren until next week. And then start my lettuce salad bar back up again. Yeah, just let it rest for a minute. In fact, let me pull this down. Oopsie, if I could get it. Pull this down. Sorry. and put this like here, and it's gonna chill for a minute. So let me show you some surprising things. Got two good surprises today, and let me show you some other stuff. So this is my catmint, which it dies off one part of the year. I cut it back and it just flourishes, and the bees have been in here all day long, all day. I just walked past, and if you want pollinators to come, also the hummingbirds, I had one or two hummingbirds that had like a little purple front on them. They're all in here, all in here. So I just thought I would show you that. I cut back some of the leaves on some of the artichokes, took some old leaves out, and look, I got 4 more coming out. I think I pulled the main one too early, but they're coming out. And I got 3 over here. 1, 2, and 3 coming up over here. I got some raspberry flowers coming up, and I didn't cut back these leaves too far because I think these raspberry plants are enjoying the shade. So there's some flowers there, and some flowers there, and some right there. So yeah, I think they are enjoying the shade. I'm finally getting the carrots, some of the carrots to come up. Finally. But the beets, I think the beets are a no-go. And in fact, once I'm done with this bed this season, I'm not gonna even put eggplants and peppers in here. I'm gonna figure out something else to do. But these 2 beds, well, especially this one in particular, seems to be right in the sun, and I have to use like shade stuff and everything on it, so shade tunnels. So I'm debating on what I'm going to put in here this coming summer. It's just, my eggplants did good here last year, but they just took off very, very slowly, and I think it's just that the bed is directly in the sun and it just gets too much heat. So I need to figure out what I'm gonna do. Of course, these 2 garden beds now have, these 2 garden beds, 1 and 2, now have the gopher prevention under it. Now I just have to do that one, and then I have to figure out what to do with these 2 garden beds over here. But I'm taking it one weekend at a time here. These are my blackberry plants, doing well. My typhoon blueberry, honeyberry plant is doing good. They're all doing pretty good. Still seeing some flowers. I hope I get some honeyberries this year. Flowers on the, what is this one? The treasure, the blue treasure. And this one is the delight. I'm not seeing any buds on it, but it's still green and it's still living. Aha! So I'm happy about that. My flat donut peach, bees were all over it. In fact, there's a bee there's a bee in here right now pollinating. So I also had there's a bee in my Meyer lemon over here. They're just, the bees are out pollinating, and I'm loving it. So I took 2 containers and I put Blue Queen and Blue Tie butterfly peas in it and put cages in them and watered them down really well, and hoping, since it's been warm, the butterfly peas will go ahead and germinate. And where did it go? Oh, sorry, that was a hummingbird. And if you hear birds going like in the background, those are actually hummingbirds making their noises, and they've been doing it. That's the first time. I've been gardening since 2019, and that's the first time I've ever seen and heard hummingbirds all season. They sit on top of my cattle panel and they talk to each other. So I think that's awesome. So the pollinators are out. So let me tell you about some surprises I had. So I had 3 of these containers right here stacked on top of each other. One had potatoes, one had ginger, one had turmeric. So I go over because I was like, none of these germinated. Let me use this, let me pull the stuff out of it, use the soil. And then I happen to look and I see 2 potatoes that have germinated. So I used it. Then I went to another one full of turmeric, and the turmeric looked like it was rotting out. So I took the turmeric out and put it in my green recycle container. This one has ginger. I started pulling the ginger out. Lo and behold, the ginger had nodules on it. It was starting to germinate. So I left that ginger in there and I'm going to let it do its thing. So I think the difference between the ginger and the turmeric is that the ginger, when I went to the store, I pulled it out of a pile of ginger and put it in a bag. I don't think it was sprayed or anything like that. The turmeric, I got it in a pre-packaged, trying to get this glove off, sorry, pre-packaged container and cut up. And so I think it was sprayed and it just started rotting out and didn't do. So I'll have some more potatoes growing and I'll have some ginger growing. So I'm excited about that. That is about it. Just digging out a lot of stuff, getting ready for spring and summer, watching pollinators. I'm still charging my Jackery over here. I think we're at, let's see, we're at 63%. And the solar panel is going. I've never gotten to 0 before. Never. I usually get to 50% and then I bring it out and I charge it. So it's going to be out here till about 5 o'clock till I'm ready. So that's it. Have I caught a gopher? I have not. I have not. And the gophers are still digging around my big whiskey barrel containers where I have flowers in them. So they're at that gate. So I figure they're going between me and my neighbor's yard, which is fine for now. But you notice I'm starting to put things more in containers, and until I can get most of these garden beds protected. I wish I can do it during the week, but during the week I work and people are like, oh, can we talk? And I got to get on Teams meetings and stuff. So it's very hard, but I'm just excited looking at this donut peach tree and just seeing all the bees on it, which lets me know I'm going to have a couple of donut peaches. My cherry trees are blooming. The persimmon trees are doing okay. The chocolate, we're still checking to see if she's going to be trash. Yeah, everything is going pretty good. I got 4 eggs today. I got a couple of stalks of asparagus, and go over there, Mr. B. Couple of sugar snap peas and some chamomile. So I can't complain. The chickens are kind of, oh, here they come. They hear me talking about them. They got lots of grubs today. And I put some fresh soil in their dusting bin. They probably had grubs in it, and so they've been busy digging through that, and they've been pretty docile and chill today. So that is it for my garden adventure today. Let me get in the shade. That is it for my garden adventure today. As I always say, please find peace within yourself and please be peaceable with everyone around you. I love you all. Have a fabulous Sunday. Bye.